see what our start looks like here. We roll. Melting Remnant once again with Wormkin secondary here. I don't remember if we've won with this clan combination. Yes, we have. So I could restart and do a new run, as this won't count towards anything new in the logbook, although we could still master cards. That would wipe out our 5-win streak, though, and I think I'd like to play this run. So let's do it. Melting Remnant and Wormkin, arguably each one of the most complicated, mechanically, clans in Monster Train. So a run featuring both of these clans is going to be a lot of stuff going on. Notably, we have our champ, Rector Flicker, who's got some interesting special abilities here that we may be able to use. 5 Dregs, which are short-lived, high-powered starting units. They do pretty good damage, but they only survive for 2 turns. That's the burnout keyword. When the burnout charges expire, the unit perishes, which can be a good thing. Melting Remnant likes having their units die because that allows those units to be reformed into more powerful versions. Because of the Wormkin clan, our dregs are also infused, meaning they give a charged echo. A special resource for the Wormkin clan. We have 2 burnout extenders and 2 echo infusions, so we have ways to make our units tankier. Actually, quite curious. Let's see. I want to look at Artifact first or Champ first? Let's look at Artifact first. Oh, a very early Bog Slime. This is an obscenely powerful artifact for the Wormkin clan. Anytime you play a card that would consume, also gain a charged echo. And consume is really a thing that the Wormkin clan does in spades. A lot of different consume cards for Wormkin. And a lot of different ways to exploit the Bog Slime. Definitely a run breaker of an artifact. So we'll be snagging this for sure. Meanwhile, the Iron Drop Cage, arguably one of the most conditional artifacts in Monster Train. I have such a hard time getting actual use out of this thing. Alright, what champ are we going to roll with? I was wondering if we wouldn't see the reform version of Rector Flicker. So we either take a high stat Burn Bright Rector Flicker. This version has Burnout 3, meaning after a mere 3 turns, Rector Flicker will perish. But those immense base stats allow Rector Flicker to get a lot done in the early parts of the fight. The idea with Burn Bright is that you either reform them and use them again, or extend that burnout with cards like Purifying Cleanse. Accumulator, meanwhile, gets bonus stats whenever a unit dies on their floor. Mostly health, just a little bit of attack power. So the idea is you create a very tanky Rector Flicker by having some of your own and some of the enemy units die on the same floor. I think we should go Burn Bright, take these big combat stats, and use our Purifying Cleanses to keep Rector Flicker on the field for longer. I think that can be quite strong. And we're also going to pay 15 shards here. With the Burn Bright Rector Flicker, we should be okay against the first combat quite easily. So we'll pay 15 shards, which make enemies stronger. We need to get 100 shards by the end of the run in order to fight the last divinity. So we're always looking to get at least 100 shards anyway. The idea is that you get shards, which make your run harder, but at the same time get power-ups, which make your run easier. And the key to successful last divinity runs in Monster Train is picking up shards in ways that allow you to outscale the enemies that are getting improved. So, sure, the enemies get stronger, but you get stronger, and that's heckin' good. Waxer Snuffer, also one of the most abusable relics there is. Extinguish abilities trigger twice. Currently, we don't have any Extinguish, but it's a frequent keyword seen on Melting Remnant units, and could definitely allow for some hot nonsense. That said, an early Capricious Reflection is also pretty cool. Free upgrades for the whole run. Hey there, Chief Nepotism Officer. I'm definitely a believer in finding games that I think are really enjoyable, really replayable, and really high quality, and then kind of revisiting those over and over again. I like to master the games that I play, rather than just completing them once and then moving on to new game after new game. Is there any random streak record on Monster Train? I'm sure there is. I think it's quite high. I don't know what that value might be, but I'm sure somebody's gotten to at least 30 or 40. When do I think I'll master Spire? Well, I mean, our mastery challenge has a pretty definitive endpoint, so I think we've got many months left in that challenge. Tom says, fun fact, in a few hours you'll be part of a stream showcasing Inkbound, the new games for the Monster Train devs. Well, heck. I'd be happy to give you a shout out here and on the Discord when you do that. Labana says the rotating one's over 100 for Covenant 25, and I believe it. I'll feel pretty happy if we can get to 10 or maybe 20 consecutive random Covenant 25 runs, but 100 sounds definitely doable. This game is more consistently winnable than Slay the Spire, I think. So, Snuffer or Reflection? Such choices. Getting to 10,000 hours, also a reasonable bar for mastery, and we are going to get there, I think, in Slay the Spire. I don't know that we'll reach 20k ever, but 10k, yes. We'll get there. This is such a difficult choice. So, let's see. Are we getting any Remnant banners? If I go Merchant of Steel, we're getting a Remnant banner. And then Merchant of Magic Wormkin banner. And then probably another Remnant banner here, actually. Along with a Hellvent. Okay, let's go Waxer Snuffer. I can see that being very breakable. Every combat comes with at least every non-major boss combat, comes with a trial. Take an extra challenge, get an extra reward. Mark of Invasion's one of the easier trials. Often you can just ignore the added units and choose to lose some health to your pyre. Pretty reasonable amount, like 8 or something. Let's see, if you completely ignore these units, you'll take 9 from the top 3, 4 from the next wave. So it's really not that much. We can actually use 3 Echo Breaks to kill all 3 of these nerds up top, which means we could put Rector Flicker on the bottom. That might be desirable because the burnout count of Rector Flicker means that we want the boss to take less turns to reach them, essentially. And I said, ignoring this row of clergymen only results in 4 damage to the pyre. So I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to plop Rector Flicker on the bottom here, where he can KO this Apprentice of Light in 1 hit. We're going to KO all 3 of these nerds with our 3 Echo Breaks, which also puts 3 charged Echoes on the top floor. And we're going to Purifying Cleanse to make sure Rector Flicker can last the whole fight here. Burn bright, my friend. So we've got a Collector up top. It's an extra enemy that gives you money if you can kill it. Fun little added challenge there. Let's see, 2 Train Stewards in the middle would KO this Trusted Priest, would it not? It would. So we can use Echo Break on the Collector. Collect our money. Double Train Steward and Drag, I guess, if we want to. Or we could put the drag behind Rector Flicker here so that it hits this Discipled Foot Soldier. I think that's wise. We can do all of these cards thanks to the power of 0-cost cards from the Remnant. And we might as well make Rector Flicker a little tougher. Definitely really appreciate the 50 attack power of the champ. It's one of the highest champ attack values. Period. For Tier 1, I think. Have some friends. Maps, thanks for the 100 bits. Fat Any Badger says, any tips for Covenant 15? Yeah, you start getting more and more curse cards. My usual priority, especially for the higher Covenant ranks, is get a unit from a unit banner and upgrade it at Ring 2. Go to a Merchant of Steel first, get an upgraded unit. And then focus on trying to make one floor essentially as strong as you can. It's really easy to get overwhelmed if your units can't survive, or if you're not outputting enough damage. Oh, infused draft. Let's go. Amazing. Draft is one of the most abusable, reusable, and overpowered units of the Melting Remnant. It adds multi-strike and burnout as an infusion, which is very powerful as well. Ooh, Bogfly infused. Has bonus attack power per charged echo. That's kind of interesting as well. We already have ways to make lots of charged echoes. Bogfly is a non-banner unit. Oh, so to further elaborate on why getting an upgraded unit is so important. In Monster Train, there is a hidden mechanic, not ever explicitly told to the player, called priority draw, or unit priority. Essentially, in addition to drawing your champ guaranteed on turn 1, you will also always draw at least one banner unit from your deck each turn. So that's a unit that you acquire as a unit draft or part of a banner reward. Only certain units, generally 2-pip and up units, count as priority draw units. So Bogfly, for an example, is not a unit that gets priority draw. But let's say that I had a deck with... Well, let me just take a quick look here. Multi-strike, Wickstone, holy crap. Let's say that I had a deck with 99 Bogflies and 1 Wickless Tycoon. I would always draw the Wickless Tycoon on turn 1. Every time. Because that is the only priority unit in the deck. And then I would get a random assortment of other cards from the 99 card deck. But this guy would always show up turn 1. These are both priority units. And these have some very powerful uses as well. Actually, I think Lady of the House might be insanely good upon review here. It can be obvious after a few runs that you don't just randomly draw the one card every time, but especially if you're taking multiple different units, it can be easy to miss this, that you will always get at least one on turn 1. And it can be tempting to maybe take multiple strong units because you might think that you need to have a chance of drawing it earlier. But the secret is that if you have only one really good unit, you will always draw that unit on turn 1. Yes, there's also no indication as to what is and is not a banner unit, quote unquote. It's 15 plus 30. Speaking of, so, Lady of the House here. So strong. Very useful with the draft in particular. The question is, do we mix Lady of the House into the draft to create a smaller unit? Or do we put the draft into a smaller unit with infused? Or do we put draft into Lady of the House because of the priority draw? I'm not actually sure. But either way, this lady with lots of burnout and high base stats will be extra strong, especially alongside the cards we already want to make Rector Flicker good. And the fact that these are my upgrades is just, Jesus, just crazy. Just crazy good. Multi-strike adds another attack to a unit of our choosing. Guess we have to decide now who's getting that. Bogfly is a really good base unit. Bogfly with multi-strike can be quite something. But I Let's see. We have a duplication coming up, right? Yeah, if I'm getting a floor for Hellvent, then we ought to make a draft that's super powerful. Did I see that correctly? There's not a Divine Temple next floor? There is Divine Temple. Divine Temple, Divine Temple. Okay, good. Excellent. Yeah, bugflies are pretty spicy. I like bugfly. But I think we want to make super-powered multi-attacking drafts, right? Let's see. She'll have a base attack of 35. Whereas the draft is only going to get 25. So that's another reason to maybe not do that. 10 less base attack power is quite a bit less. In addition to the whole priority draw thing. How much health do you give? 30 health. So it's also more health on the unit. Okay, we get better stats as well. All right, let's upgrade the lady of the house directly then. We're going to give her multi-strike. And we're going to add this Wickstone, which improves her stats and extends her burnout by 1 turn. Which is quite nice. And then this plus 10 attack upgrade is going on the Bogfly. We don't have enough money to pay for a reroll. Although I could take Divine Boons. Maybe we ought to. So I'd have 120 gold. Okay, yes, I will actually do that. What do you got? Quick. Quick is pretty powerful. Make the Bogfly quick, or we could make the draft quick. It's interesting. Trying to figure out if that's worth it. Very unlikely that I go to another Merchant of Steel prior to Ring 7 here. Quick lets it strike first. That really doesn't seem that important, though. It's not on the big attacker. No reform yet is definitely a potential problem here, which is why I'm definitely worried about getting as much burnout as possible on the Lady of the House. I think I'm just going to keep the shard count lower? Question mark? How much do I plan to do with this Merchant of Magic? Holdover Purifying Cleanse would be fun. Okay, I don't need that much of the Merchant of Magic. Yeah, to get the quick at the shop, we take the 100 gold and 10 shards here, but I think I'm actually not going to do that. Just going to move on. Alright, more money. Give me the money back I frivolously spent on that reroll. So now we have this Lady of the House, again, guaranteed to be drawn on turn 1 currently as our priority draw unit. 40 by 2 sure is a lot of damage. Sure is a lot of damage. Put the champ in front. So with these units both having burnout, they are probably going to... one of them is going to perish before the boss arrives, I think. Alright, that steward we placed is going to get rid of the collector for us, which is definitely appreciated. Looks like the Lady of the House is probably the more important one to keep alive. She has the same health as Rector Flicker, but 80 attack power instead of 50. So let's put all the burnout extension on her. Make sure we kill these reconcilers. We set up on the bottom floor for this fight penitent prayers. These reconciler enemies will add Sinner's Burden cards to the top of our draw pile if we don't kill them on the bottom floor. So setting up on the bottom floor to kill the curse-generating enemies is the strat here. Yeah, so Rector Flicker will burn out. We could keep them alive with Purifying Cleanse. Instead, we're going to buff the Lady of the House and let the Lady of the House 1v1 the boss. Could also boost the draft here, but nay. $70 health. Go! And I'm just generating charged echoes on the bottom floor here. They're useful for the Bogfly, if for nobody else. But already this Lady of the House 1v1's the boss wave. No problemo. We can add additional backup. It is not needed, but it does look cool. Get him. Bogfly wins the day. GG. How's it going, Zwalik? Infuse Purifying Cleanse. Interesting. However, the other options are far more interesting. Molded is our first chance at Reform here. The simplest and honestly one of the most effective Reform cards. Just Reform a unit. You choose which one. Or Entombed Explosive here. Says Extinguish. Deal 50 damage to the front enemy unit twice. That's also pretty good. But I'm going to grab Molded, because I think Reform is critical. When you reform a unit, you bring it back to life and improve its stats and add 1 burnout to it. So if the unit already had a large amount of burnout, it gains 1 more. An infused Echo Infusion is not too bad here. It costs 1 charged Echo, but just gives it back. Echo Snare is nice for doing some AoE damage. The Reap status effect deals damage based on the number of charged echoes that our floor has. Kind of interesting. I think Shelter's not that good. I'll take an Infused Echo Infusion. When in doubt, clicking on the Infused card is pretty good practice for Wormkin Clan. If all your cards are infused, you're going to have a good time. So we get Holdover. When a card with Holdover is played, it gets put back on top of the draw pile next turn, allowing you to play such a card every turn. Holdover Infused Echo Infusion's kind of neat. Holdover Purifying Cleanse would allow us to keep Burnout extended time and time again, but I think what we probably want is to hold over the Molded here so that we can reform every single turn. And we'll slap an Emberstone on here to give it a discount, too. Let's do that. Molded with these particular upgrades, one of the most simple and effective ways to have a lot of control over what your deck is doing. That's going to let us get Dregs back, reform the Bogfly, reform the Draft, whatever it is that we're doing. Reform the Lady. And let's upgrade one of these Echo Breaks to do actual damage. Let's upgrade Fatal Melting to give it more AoE damage. That's not bad. What's in the Divine Temple before I do that? I would probably put 10 Magic Power Piercing on Fatal Melting. Spell Chain. When a card with Spell Chain is played, you create another copy in your hand. Could be interesting with Purifying Cleanse or something. Purgestone could let us get rid of a card. Ultimately, what we're here to do is sacrifice this Draft and infuse them into our Lady of the House. This gives her Burnout 5 times 3 attack with the Draft Infusion, and that is a very powerful combat unit that is just going to chew through enemies of all sorts. Heck yeah. That's quite the lady. So if anyone benefits from purging, I gotta say it's probably the Melting Remnant. I almost wouldn't even mind purging one of the non-infused Echo Infusions, spell-wise. Let's see what our banner is first, I guess. First of Kin. The etch keyword. Whenever a card is consumed on this unit's floor. It can be kind of interesting with Bogfly or Bog Chrysalis. Upon summoning, summon 2 more Bogflies. That's also interesting with Bogfly. Bogfly, Bogfly. Bogfly into Bog Chrysalis, also interesting. For egg units to hatch, you have to give them enough charged echoes equal to their shell count, essentially. And they consume those echoes in order to hatch. Idea with Bogfly would be to make multiple units at the same time. Kind of weird. We get 1 more banner unit, right? Yes. Remnant or Wormkin. Let's look at that. I don't think we're going to need more than 1 more additional unit. Should have looked at the banner before fusing. Arguably, I think it would be very hard to find a better infusion than the one we took. But you're right. We could have found something that maybe is even better. A Cave of 1,000 Eyes. You can pay Pyre health or money for a chance to gain an artifact. We're in pretty good shape here. I'm more than willing to trade Pyre health repeatedly. 10 health to get 15 armor on the Pyre in every fight. That's a strict improvement. Cool. Good deal. Alright, we said we didn't want Spell Chain. That's correct. Did I want a Purge a card? I don't think so. We're going to get plenty of removes where we're headed. But I will buy this. Put it on Fatal Melting. Alright, we fight Talos, our first major boss. Talos attacks quickly and decisively, knocking back whoever she strikes. This is knockback Talos. Be quite annoying, so the boss will change the ordering of her units, potentially. And once again, we're going to set up the most powerful units on the bottom here with our burnout and just engage enemies as quickly and devastatingly as possible. If our units get killed, well, all's the better because you're in front. Yeah, there we go. All's the better if they get killed because then we can reform them. So I might just play this drag and have it just tank 7 damage from the discipled foot soldiers. Could also play the train stewards, potentially in the middle if I wanted to. I'm not sure that I do. Train stewards are going to be something we remove from this deck very quickly here. Sure, let's sacrifice the drag. And I'll play 1 steward in the middle, but not both. Perfect. So now we can reform a unit every turn, which means we want to get a unit killed every turn to be reformed. Getting bonus stats and longer burnout. Here, you can kill this, Talos. Lifesteal will heal Talos, but Talos will lose 1 lifesteal, so that's fine. This is good. Have some bonk. So now it's a burnout for 1913 drag. Each time it's reformed, it gets stronger and stronger. To the point where it's now not even possible for it to die. Good. Get him, Super Drag. Make it happen. Rector Flicker's going to burn out here, because we haven't drawn any of the cards that would keep him alive. So the champ goes down, but that's what the holdover molded is for. We want to make sure we play this on a different floor, because this enemy gets a bonus when we do that. So if we restore Rector Flicker, he's now 55, 55, burnout 4. What a champ. What a chunky boy. Let's see, waves remaining 2. We can allow the Lady of the House to perish and then reform her. Let's just keep Rector Flicker alive for as long as possible then. Get in there, Bogfly. 30 attack power, you got it. Easy peasy. So, Lady of the House burns out, we reform her next turn, all will be well. So now Talos enters what's called the Relentless phase. That means Talos will fight on this floor for as many rounds of combat as it takes for one side to be wiped out completely. Burnout 6. That kills Talos. GG. I guess I should have taken the egg unit. Accelerated incubation with infused consume, so it actually generates 2 charged echoes. It's pretty absurd. Intent on death allows us to trigger a unit's extinguish ability without killing it. Problem is we don't actually have any extinguish abilities, even though we do have the Waxer Snuffer. Huh. Wax and Spike is actually pretty good. This adds burnout 4 to friendly units, as well as boosting their attack power. This seems quite good. Let's take a Wax and Spike. Legion of Wax with Waxer Snuffer. Oh my. Okay. This changes everything, Twitch chat. Oh man. Oh man. The power. So, Legion of Wax is a gigantic unit that splits in 2 upon dying. It says extinguish, summon 2 twins of wax, and apply this unit's upgrades and stat changes to that unit. Except with Waxer Snuffer, it's not 2 twins of wax, it's 4 twins of wax. And then each of those 4 twins of wax will split into 4 motes of wax when they die. So 1 becomes 4 becomes 16, although you can only fit 7 units on the same floor at the same time. This is just going to completely fill a floor with copies of itself and become all-powerful. An obscenely breakable card. Get in here. Kino's Carapace is also a pretty dang good infusion for a reform unit. Do we want card draw, capacity, or additional energy? Seems like capacity is pretty good. Normally I'd be taking card draw in this situation, but this is definitely a spot where Light of Seraph looks real good like. Let's take it. Let's take it. So does that mean I now want to go to Merchant of Steel rather than Unstable Vortex? We get a Wormkin banner unit rather than a Remnant banner unit. We can upgrade this Legion of Wax. I was originally planning on duplicating our Lady of the House. She's pretty strong, and having 2 of her would be very good. How good is putting Bogfly in the Legion? It's something I'm considering. It's certainly not weak, especially with our Bog Slime. We can generate a lot of echoes and make the Legion of Wax really strong. We could just go Merchant of Steel Unstable Vortex next floor. What about putting Legion into Legion? That would then give the Legion the ability, when damaged, summon 1 basic copy of Mode of Wax. Don't think that's particularly good. Not without a harvest ability or something. Okay, let's go this way. Champ upgrade first. We could go crosspath into Dark Calling, get random reform. I think we're just going to keep progressing the stat line of Rector Flicker. I wouldn't say its infusion is terrible. That infusion has some very specific uses that are really powerful. Hello, Hootis. Intrinsic. Interesting, okay. And what are you? Oh, interesting. Big sludge. So, for example, infuse Legion of Wax into Big Sludge. Every time the Big Sludge is damaged, it creates a weak minion in front of it. And every time that minion dies, the Big Sludge gains rage. That's an interesting possibility. You can also put the Big Sludge into the Legion of Wax and have the Legion of Wax gain rage on Harvest. That's a little weird with the spawning copies, but I think it would be pretty strong. Every time the units die, the rage counter is going to reset, but it's still so much rage generation that I'm not sure it will matter. It's a lot of rage generation. Also, Fatal Melting is going to be obscene with the Legion of Wax. Exactly, the Twin of Wax in the very back is going to get scaled enormously with Big Sludge here. The question is that better than the Bogfly infusion of just say plus 25 or so? Probably. Let's try it. I have no idea if this is going to work well or not, but we're going to try it. Glad I took the capacity upgrade. Now we can play this thing in the middle floor. Do I want to put Intrinsic on any of our spells? Not really. The Gigawax. Alright, lose 2 Train Stewards. And I think I am still duplicating Lady of the House here. I'm certainly not duplicating Legion of Wax. We can just reform Legion of Wax if we would somehow need another one. We can go double Lady of the House and our champ on the bottom floor. Let's just do her. We have very powerful units now. We should be able to just overpower everything. Sure, give me a Mark of Invasion. I think this Mark of Invasion does 14 pyre damage if you ignore it. So we can just use the armor to get free money. Yes, that's right, 14 pyre damage. 80 damage, you say. Have fun. Y'all are gonna die. You can die so that I can reform you, maybe. Oh, the collector, though. Foolish. I would need 3 echoes up top to kill the collector. No, it cannot be done. Maybe if I play Lady of the House, we can do it. This is already all dying. Okay, yeah, hold on. We can do this. There we go. Collector perishes. You too, have some more burnout. So the problem is with the setup like this, the Legion of Wax doesn't exactly get to do a lot yet. We can plop the Legion of Wax in the middle floor, and we will, but if everything dies on the bottom floor, what are they actually doing? Not much. Guess it doesn't really matter if everything is dying, huh? Perish. Oh, good. Oh, I actually really wanted to know, do they get rage immediately from the previous incarnation dying? And the answer is yes, they freaking do. Oh, man. Oh, boy. The power. The power. And now we can reform Legion of Wax, which becomes 0 cost, by the way. If we wanted to. I actually want to see the twins of Wax fight the porcupines, so let's see how this goes. Why did we get 4 instead of 2? The power of Waxer Snuffer. This artifact right here is a game breaker. X. So yeah, that happens. That seems good. Scaling. How do we feel about mortal entrapment for dazing enemies? Probably it could be important someday. I'm just going to skip here. Total Recall. Total Recall could be pretty good. Adds Consume to a lot of stuff, which mostly makes the Bog Slime go crazy. So, yes, actually. Alright, we do want to go Merchant of Steel now. I'm not going to wait until after Fell to upgrade this thing. No way. Let's see what we get here. Multi-strike and Burnout 1, huh? I can't remember if that works the way I want it to. Yeah, the burnout will transfer to the motes, but what I can't remember is if they die at this... No, if the bigger version dies from burnout, then the new motes can't possibly die from burnout on the same turn. So the first stage dies one turn, then on the second turn all the next ones die, and then on the third turn everything else dies. don't think that's what I want. A health upgrade would go a long way. Just Heartstone, Frenzy Stone is pretty good, although it could be difficult to get them killed initially. We definitely want to take Multi-Strike. No question about that. Multi-Strike is happening. That's right, if the bigger one dies from damage, the motes that are created would burn out on that turn. Once we reform it, which we could do easily, then it would be different. So reforming changes everything. Yeah, we won't exactly have space with which to do that. Don't worry. We've got a plan. The burnout increasing spells really won't work with this. Quick Wax. No, it actually does substantially more damage if the enemies get to attack first. Quick Wax would be terrible. Would actually dramatically reduce its damage output. Funny how that works. It has to get the rage from being attacked before attacking is going to make any sense. Oh, the minis attack after they break. Actually, I was about to ask how that worked with the new spawns. So that means that the newly created versions would attack before the next enemy in line, if what you're saying is true. So front enemy attacks, kills something, creates 2 motes. The motes attack, then the next enemy in line attacks. Whereas normally those motes would have to wait until the end of the turn, until all the enemies had attacked, for themselves to attack back. Although, again, that still could be better. Again, if the motes wait, it still might be better. But yeah, I could see that going crazy, because every stage would always get to attack. But genuinely, I do see Burnout 1 being actually crazy good, especially as we get a lot more purges into this deck. I'm going to try this. And then I think it's time to start purging some cards with our money, too. I might even lose one of these ladies that I just duplicated sooner rather than later. Let's see what our relics are, though. 2 echoes. Every floor. It's a good start. Alright, dregs are now pretty whatever. Honestly, so are the echo breaks. It's just time to lose cards. Cards are for nerds. Stealthy enemies. Tricky stuff. Stealth boss versus Legion of Wax is going to be hilarious. Oh, I was hoping we'd draw Legion of Wax turn 1. Everything dies. Apparently. Oh my god. Also, when the enemies die, they all get rage also. Holy crap. Of course, all that rage resets when they all burn out, unfortunately. But that's okay. Get him. What have we done? Only the best thing ever. This could be a new record for Rage Addict, that's for sure. Alright. Do that again. Now we have a sweeper. Although, actually, it's not enough damage to kill our unit this time. That's what the top floor is for. You die. Okay, that floor dies. This does 48 damage? Oh, right. Right, because each of those counts as a death. So this card is absurd now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mm. And now they all have burnout too, so they last a bit longer. And then I can reform Legion of Wax. We put it on the middle floor. Here, you have some more health. And some more burnout. You're going to kill the boss. If the bottom floor doesn't. I think the bottom floor will... Although it's a stealth boss, right? The bottom floor will only buy them time. Actually, burnout might cause the boss to just breeze past everybody here. But I can add Burnout 4 to all of them? Well, now. Probably want to add Burnout to these units. Tricky. Put Burnout on the bottom. Boss has stealth, meaning that they're invulnerable to being attacked for a number of combat turns. But we can burn through that stealth with our horde of units here. X. Just watch it unfold. Just watch. Here, we can also put you up top. The power. The burnout causes them to keep dying, causing them to keep getting rage. It's so silly. GG. Power. Infused Endless. When extinguished, draw 2, says Votivary. This is theoretically a good unit, or at least it would be if I had any space at all. Crushing Demise just seems hilarious. Kill a random non-boss enemy unit. Kill a random friendly unit. Well, heck, that actually sounds pretty useful. I would love to kill a random friendly unit. Especially if that friendly unit is the base tier of Legion of Wax. We want Eternal Kinstone. Add 2 charged echoes. I don't think so. I'm not really doing charged echo things. Alright, keep removing cards. That's the rule here. Let's lose one of these 3 Echo Infusions. And one more drag. What we got here? Spell Chain and Intrinsic are both back. Spell Chain on Wax and Spike can be nice for additional burnout. Even if you play the X cost created version for 0, it still applies burnout 4. So if I want to not run out of burnout, Twinstone is nice. I think we'll do that. Double stack. Oh, and we could make it burnout 8 twice? That is a lot of burnout. Cool. So yes, we'll use the Wax and Spike with double stack Spell Chain to never run out of burnout. I like it. See if we can get a holdover on Crushing Demise. Yeah. Don't mind if I do, actually. Oh boy. What fun. What absolute fun. Alright, watch Fel get absolutely destroyed. This is Rage Fel. No prob. Blorp. It's so dumb. 13 by 2 kills the whole floor and dies. Like, what? How and why does that work? No burnout for Ember Drain for me, please. Too perfect, man. Haven't drawn our reform yet. Do I Wax and Spike down here? We get a flying kill on the boss? Pretty likely. Yeah, no, the back ones stay alive. I think that's beneficial. Keep the other half of that. Angry mode. Oh, a sweeper. Sweeper, no sweeping. Boom. Oh, he's angry now. 26 attack power, but he's still getting killed. So what we want to do is Crushing Demise here. Kill him and the base version of Legion of Wax, so that we can reform Legion of Wax and play Legion of Wax on the bottom. Have a Bogfly. You'd love to see it. Kill me all you want, it will only make me stronger. Okay, that floor will be wiped out soon. Well, I won't be able to play this unit now. We can always get that back, okay. Let's just start reforming some other stuff temporarily. Yeah, and she's actually just dead. Good talk. Tech issue, we run out of things to do. Yeah, we did. We sure did. Amazing. Return a random defeated unit to your hand and apply plus 40. This is an extinguish ability. Or extinguish plus 20. Holy crap. We haven't actually won a run with Formless Child. Seems like something that could be very strong here, if we do it correct. And especially because we have Crushing Demise, Formless Child is actually absurd. So let's find some new things to do. Never too late for Formless Child. I could see that. Formless Child could break the game, they say, ignoring the fact that the game was broken long ago. Still pretty good, though. Are we removes above all, or do I feel like there's something worth duplicating here? Hey there, Zizzy. You've come in for a very silly monster train run. Will it give plus 80 or 2 units with plus 40? 2 units with plus 40 is what we'll get. Oh, and I was wondering if we can have an endless burnout Formless Child. Okay. Sure. Maniacal laughter continues. Have even more stats. You see Legion of Wax? You ain't seen nothing yet. Spikes might be very good, actually. I think spikes are very good. Sweep or no sweeping? Oh, because you died to attacking? The minions don't get to attack? Interesting. Sounds like a problem for future Baylor. Could improve the health of this unit, but that seems like a bad idea. Yeah, these units don't get to attack. Interesting. Cool, because they're created in front. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. Seems a-okay. Molded, hello? All my units are dying. Excellent. Although it says return a random defeated unit to your hand, huh? I can't play it at 2 costs, so we have to reform it first. That makes sense. So we do it like this. Legion Wax goes here. Formless Child goes here. We play Crushing Demise down here. And then when you die... Yeah! You're dying, so we put the Formless Child in front. Crushing Demise here. $98 by 2 now. Scaling our scaling. Can't place it now, they say. Are you sure about that? We can do anything we want. I've actually brought those back too, huh? Not gonna be a lot of space down here. You all can have some burnout. Have a bajillion burnout. Solve your problem. This is the boss with trample? No. This is a boss who's dead. We don't need these other floors. We don't need any of the buffs. Just the original ones will do. Easy. Like that one in back with 71 rage. GG. Amazing. Just amazing. Do we want resin removal? I don't think so. That even the trample boss would die to the top floor? Like, dang. Just absurd. Do we need 400 energy for anything? Well, what with Wax and Spike, actually. I mean, it does seem kind of good, doesn't it? Okay. Sure. Apply melee weakness? Nah. Skip that one. 700 burnout. More card removes. Look at the trinkets first. Oh man, Carving Koriska is here. Makes these echo infusions better, although they're kind of irrelevant. Moreover, resin block is stupid. When a friendly unit dies, give it plus 10 attack power. Yup. And I might buy Koriska. We could just reroll though. Let's reroll. Deal 5 damage to enemy units when a burnout unit dies. Oh my god. I've never seen such a good exploding candle. Holy crap. Every version of Legion of Wax is a burnout unit. What's this? Apply Endless to the first friendly unit played per turn. I think that's bad? I think that's bad. Holdover on a third card. We don't need holdover on a third card. Do get offered permafrost. No use for it, though. Alright. Let's absolutely dunk on Seraph. Votivary Subsuming Blade Infinite with Exploding Candle. That sounds amazing, Nikaida. But couldn't that infinite scale the Subsuming Blade to an infinite number? And then you win? Question mark? Or is that not how it is? Not how it do. Have armor. Have all the armor you want. Oh my god. If there were any enemies left, they'd be taking 5 damage for each of those. It's too perfect, man. It's too perfect. 12 energy. You're dying to burnout. What if I kill you? Die. $400 damage to Seraph. Legion of Wax goes down here. They all die. It's too perfect, man. Caw. My child. 700 damage. Yeah, don't even play that. the power. I have no energy. Here. Have a big lad. You enjoy. Caw. Damage to Seraph. Y'all can have Wax and Spike, I guess. Didn't quite draw Memories of the Melted. Actually, let's give ourselves a chance to draw the combo. I want to see if we can do it. Yes, we did it! We did it, Twitch chat! Behold the power. Gain 36 energy. Apply 136 attack power and burn out 8 to friendly units. Bonk. Glorious. Simply glorious. Either in victory or defeat. Last Divinity's endless destruction rages on. Good luck, Last Divinity. You're going to have a bad time with what I'm going to do. And we drew Legion of Wax turn 1. It doesn't get much better than that. Have fun. 726 damage! What do you mean 726 damage? What? That's illegal. And they get damage shield, except the exploding candle happens. Right. You're only making me stronger. Well, that was fun. Now do it again. $357 this time. Get in there. Maybe wanted to Total Recall before playing Molded? Maybe. I'm cool with just not, though. Oh, they actually managed to kill so many of them. I didn't get to do that much. Exploding Candle puts in the work, though. And guess what? Perform that Legion of Wax. And they're all dead. But what if I played Crushing Demise? Would they be even more dead? That's my question. We're going to burn out. We can Wax and Spike up top to keep these units alive. I think we should probably do that. Although, if they die, then we can play more Legion of Wax, you know? Very well. No spikes for you. Oh, that actually changed them to not all dying. That was the wrong thing to do, apparently. I mean, we're still wiping pretty much everything, so... let's just stop messing with it, I guess. $45, 45 times 3. What a nasty opponent. Okay, they have like 100 armor. That makes more sense. My sweet, beautiful child. Need to get rid of one of you. Shouldn't have done that. We're more or less done with this fight, though. I mean, the divinity's already almost dead. Good lord. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Alright, try that again. Minus 850, huh? Oh, and I got the combo. Hold on. I think we can just win right now. Memories of the Melted. Wax and Spike. Bloop. GG, you nerd. Well, certainly my power is waxing in this moment. GG.